Sure good is here to stay. Sure good, gonna show you the way. Sure good is what it's all about. I said sure good.
Where is the beef? Well, if you have a beef, you don't want to take it out on anybody, right? But this beef is delicious, and it's made with like an extra lean ground meat and finely ground, like I do a double grind on it. And then it's organic, so it's really nice and flavorful and very low in fat. So we're gonna use that. That's our base, actually. But we're gonna start off with the mushrooms. That's about a good 8 ounces of mushrooms. And then you saute it with the onions, which is right here. You can see that. And then, remember the vegetables I made for you before, and I take the onions and the minced onions, and I saute them into a little bit of butter, and I sear them, and then I add the frozen Italian vegetables. So that's what I did today. So these are just, and then top it off with mashed potatoes. So the eggs I'm going to use them today. I usually do. And the cheese, you know, that's kind of been a standard in some of my recipes. So that's it. And so I'm going to start. So I actually did start, if you want to come over with me, is I have a spoon ready here. Okay, so I just added the mushrooms. It looks not too good, does it? But anyway. And now we're going to add the meat. So this should be nice and piping hot. Okay, we're just going to add the meat. Now, how much would you add? It depends on how many you're serving. Really, it does. It really varies. And I have another, and because there's going to be about 4 people eating this recipe, I would add a good pound. Yeah, because that's like a 1/4 pound hamburger, you know, right? Okay, so we're going to just let that sizzle. We're going to season it with a little bit of salt, not too much, just about 1.5 teaspoons. Now, I've used this tool on the show before, and I really like it for chopping the meat fine. I don't like big chunks of meat in my whatever I'm making, unless it's a hamburger, it's fine, but this is not a hamburger. And no, it's not a shepherd's pie either, though it may. Some of you may think, oh, that's kind of similar to a shepherd's pie. Well, it is. So you just want it nice and brown. Make sure it's cooked through. Even though it's going to cook in the oven, you really need it to be thoroughly cooked before you add it to anything, okay? I know, some like it rare, but in this situation, it can't be. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. So while that cooks for another, I'd say 2 minutes, maybe even less, actually. Okay, we're going to go over, and we're going to, okay, so the mushroom is amazing. We talked about it before. Look at this mushroom. It's open, it's older. We want a nice fresh mushroom where the inside is really tight, so that's how I cook the mushrooms. And the onion is a white sweet onion, and the potatoes that I'm going to add, this is interesting. The potatoes are already made. You just have to nuke them, put them in the microwave. I buy sea salt potatoes with a little butter. I watch the sodium, they're very high in sodium, so buy one that's low in sodium, and just very simple ingredients. So there's the potatoes, and there we're going to put that on top as soon as we cook the meat, and we're going to let it cool. So watch. The meat is good. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to actually add it to a plate, a thick paper recyclable plate, because I need to let it cool before I add any more ingredients, okay? So get every drop out of that pan. Onions, mushrooms, your meat. Shut off your burners. I know, I try and cook on all 4 burners, but it doesn't always work. Now, in my kitchen, I happen to have a fan. The only fan I have is my fan. No, okay. So I put it, I kind of pile it up so it looks like this. Now, can you use a regular plate? Yeah, you can. But this is easier because it has sides to it, and you double it or triple it, okay? So you don't want to burn yourself. It is really hot. So while that cools, we'll be back. The beef has been in front of the fan for less than 5 minutes. And so we're going to add it directly to the bowl. bowl is going to be big enough, but I think it will be. Okay. So you add it to the beef. Okay, now remember, we don't need these ingredients anymore because we've already used the onion and the mushroom to saute. We can shut the pan off now. And then we're going to add the veggies. Oh, did I tell you though that I smashed everything? I really went over this well so we don't have any big chunks of meat. Where is the beef? Okay, here it is. The vegetables. Now this is just about a cup of the Italian vegetables seared with the minced onion, right? Okay, we're going to stir that up. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of cheese. And that's just about a cup. Shredded cheese, your favorite. So we've added the vegetables, the mushrooms, everything is here. And then we're going to add the 2 eggs. Now I would prefer to use a fork right now so I can whip those eggs up. And there is an option here. If you don't want to add the eggs, don't add them. Because this is just going to make it like you can slice the pie. It'll make it more like a pie. Whereas the other, you can, actually, I think it's going to need even an extra egg if you really wanted to slice it well. The cheese isn't going to thicken it that much. Egg makes it harder, and it just makes it like a pie. And it's not as loose. But if you just want to serve it with the potatoes on top, okay, let me make this thing up. Yeah, she's got it down. I have a kitchen assistant now. And Tony didn't get fired on camera. We have Jamie that's doing it now, but he didn't get fired. She just has more patience. And she's younger too. So she knows more about the cameras and angles and things than we do. So, Jamie does a great job. All right, so we're going to do this, and it's mixed up. Just like me sometimes. Do you ever get mixed up? I hate it. Especially with this COVID stuff going on. It's easy. It's like, ooh. Who am I? Where am I going? Okay, so I'm going to put it into a pie dish. And make sure everything's stirred. Stir up. Stir it up. Oh, a lot of people can stir stuff up, huh? I get stirred up when I'm driving. It is so hard out there now. I don't know what it is. Everybody's in a hurry. Okay, so that's done. Now, the fun part comes when you're going to spread the potatoes on top. So you're just going to go like this and just hope for the best. So you're just going to spread them out. I actually do a good scoop of potatoes like that so I can spread them evenly. Is it looking good yet? Jamie, is it looking good?
Looks delicious.
No, good. Okay, and we may need more potatoes. So that's just about a cup, but I do have more cooked. So remember when you do buy those potatoes we talked about, the already cooked potatoes, they come in, this is about a 2-pounder. But we're not using all of it. Okay, we're going to add another scoop. And what I would do, after I bake this, I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm going to add a little bit of cheese on top, okay? It looks good though. So there you have it. Now I'm going to bake it, and I'll show you just what it looks like in a second. So it's going to take about maybe, I'd say a good 45 minutes. Oven temperature about 375, okay? And you don't necessarily have to cover it. So it's going in the oven. Be right out.